Now to one of our feature stories tonight, and the Kokoda Track in Papua New Guinea was the scene of some of the most heroic fighting by Australian soldiers during the Second World War. And as the 70th anniversary of the campaign approaches, we return to Kokoda with two remarkable Australians who are giving back to the people of PNG.
We wondered what the devil struck us because we're in this damp, wet, muddy, no direct sunlight place. We're in the jungle. We hadn't trained for jungle warfare like most of the other troops that went onto the Kokoda Track.
It's been almost 70 years since Bede Tongs first set eyes on the rugged Owen Stanley Mountains. He was one of thousands of Australians sent to Papua New Guinea to fight the invading Japanese army during the Second World War. Now at 91, Bede is returning to one of the most significant battlefields of the war to retrace his steps as a soldier and reconnect with the people who live along the famed Kokoda Track. Our diggers nickname them the Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels. They helped carry supplies to the front line and evacuate the wounded. And without them, more Australian lives would have been lost in these mountains.
When we landed at Port Moresby in May 42, we met these lovely people, the Papuans. And they've continued to be lovely people to me, my dearest friends. The battle would have been much harder without the help and sacrifice of the Papuan people.
It's a sacrifice Bede has honoured ever since. And on this trip, he's here to help an Australian charity give back to the people of PNG. The charity is the Kokoda Track Foundation, and a few days' walk away, its executive director is midway through her 15th crossing of these mountains. Dr. Genevieve Nelson is a regular visitor to these villages, and at each stop along the way, locals come from everywhere to hear about the KTF's latest project.
This year, we're starting a new project, and it's called Lighting Up the Track.
Jen and her team are hand-delivering 3,500 of these solar lights to every adult in the area. Tonight they're in Ishirava, which, like all villages along the track, has no electricity. Until now, families in the village have had to burn kerosene lamps or use expensive battery lights just to get by after dark.
Life in PNG is really different to life as we know it in Australia. 85 to 90% of the population make their living from subsistence farming, so they're hard, long days. We believe that we have a duty to lend a hand to our nearest neighbour who are struggling with many basic services such as access to education and health. We owe a lot to the Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels.
That's why the Kokoda Track Foundation has invested over $2 million into these villages since its founding. The Solar Light program is a small way for the KTF to make a big difference in these people's lives.
They seem so simple, yet they are so powerful. They provide families with opportunities to eat under light so they don't have to burn a campfire at night. Lights enable young children to do their homework late at night. It's really going to change the way that children learn and the time that they can devote to their studies.
After 9 days of walking the track, the finish line for Jen and her team is the village of Kokoda, and there to greet her is Bede Tongs.
Good on you, and good on you. Good to see you.
It's just been a remarkable experience, I think, for everyone, seeing these villages literally light up along the way, and crossing that finish line is always a very good feeling.
But there's one more village left to visit. And today, it's Bede's turn to help light up the track.
When you have someone like Dr. Genevieve Nelson, Kokoda Track Foundation, that's fantastic. It's practical help, and it's such a great thing for the people.
I have enormous hope for the current young generation of PNG. I think we're going to see a new generation of young, confident, powerful leaders who are going to come into positions of power of PNG and really make a difference. I think the new generation have got a great opportunity to turn this country around.
My Michael actually takes heaps of treks across Kokoda, and he said the locals are so welcoming. They deal with thousands of Aussies walking that trek every year, and they just open their homes and their lives to Australians.
Yeah, brilliant. 91-year-old. Fantastic.
And you can check out on the project website more information about the incredible work of the Kokoda Track Foundation. And by the way, we spoke with Bede today before the story aired, and he told us he's already planning another trip back to Kokoda in November. Good on you, mate. That's awesome.
We've got to take a break now. We'll be back in a minute.